Well, the web provides you with or provides creative people with a distribution means.
Right.
They're willing and capable and have some financial capability of producing their own content and putting it out there.
Right. And if they can do it long enough,
to promote it, they can generate an audience, but it's all on you.
Well, the other way that I'm reinventing, and people can use this idea, it's not proprietary at all, is I'm very lucky in that I've spent my time with a community of actors and filmmakers and, writers. Content is not the problem here at Indie Episodic, which is the company that makes Darkpool. We have other shows that are lining up. One is called Pharaohs, which is a new kind of vampire. It's aimed at that Twilight set. And I won't tell you much more than, but it's not blood that they live off of. And we may get to know a female pharaoh from ancient Egypt who is still alive and is a major proponent of the music scene today. And that's all I'll give you there. But we have content, we have all of the pieces in place. We just have to keep going somehow. And so one of the ways we do it is to look at reinventing in this way. In Hollywood, you've got all of the major equipment. We can't compete with the cameras, and we have lights. We have quite a bit of it, but we're not Hollywood, right? We have to accept that. So we have to be stronger in terms of story, character, acting. There are so many elements, and this is for anyone who wants to kind of like take this in and you're thinking maybe you could do this. I think you could. There are so many elements that are free, but they take time, sweat equity, and vision. You can get good actors. They're willing to work for a while. They're interested in getting out there. And so it's what's in it for them. You have to think like that. And I'm providing a chance for actors to be seen. I'm giving people a chance to shoot things on a creative level. Try to find things that are free to you. Try to take money out of the equation for as long as you possibly can, and maybe you can get a foothold and start a ball rolling.
Well, now you're on Coldcast. The show's
Yes.
been on YouTube for a while. You're now on Coldcast. You're premiering and rolling out the first 2 seasons.
And let me just tell you, the difference is amazing. I just want
I
to
was
stop.
going to ask you what the difference is between the 2 platforms.
Thanks for asking. YouTube, first of all, everybody's invited to that party. I bless YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. I've never talked to anyone who works there. I don't think that's possible. I've tried. I've spent a lot of time on hold. But it's a great thing. Thank goodness it's there. But I think it's really, meant for that video of your cat playing the piano, which is great. And it's a place for you to put it, and you don't have to audition, or you don't have to be of a certain quality. Anybody can do it, get an account, and move on. And the upside of that is that you can get out there and get viral. I like to say we're not viral. We just have a bad cold. It's getting worse.
Or you build an audience, a loyal audience.
A very slow build. We're at over 29,000 hits right now, and it can happen. But when we got picked up by Coldcast, we felt so honored. David Samuels is the fellow who runs that. And you feel good when someone says, I've looked at everything out there. I mean, I'm the guy with the finger on the pulse, and you guys are awesome, and I want you to be on my channel. He is essentially saying Coldcast is a network, a la NBC perhaps, or CBS. That's the way I see it anyway. I hope I'm right. And so you can hop on here, and rather than typing in web series and hoping to find something good on Google, you can go right to Coldcast TV, and you're guaranteed that you may not like every single show, but there's a reason for each one of those shows to be there. It's of a superior quality. It's shot well. The acting is good. There's an intriguing story. Is it as good as NBC? Sometimes. And sometimes it's better. But we're so honored to be part of Coldcast. And I just had to say that.
And then, David, did they limit the number of shows that they have?
They don't take everyone.
And so there's not 1,000 shows that you have to wade through. I think you used the term collate or curate.
Curate, yeah, collate, curate, both work, yeah.
That number of shows that they
museum director, right?
So when you go to Coldcast, you know that someone has really bothered to sit down and look at this, and these are quality program, or quality shows and quality series.
Yeah, and I don't want to push the button too hard and make him think I'm working him, but he's got good taste. And so if they choose the show, I mean, I've looked at a lot. I've made it my business now to just watch Coldcast quite a bit, and I haven't found anything that is like, what is this doing here? You know, it's all superior. I like this show over that show based on artistic reasons, or I like this story, but everything belongs there. He's got really good taste. Coldcast has really good taste about what they choose.
All right, so that's the platform or the venue that I think for season
I think that's where it's heading.
Look for.
I think when we start to segue, when your television that you have now dies, because they do, and perhaps you already have this, but the next generation of televisions that will be in every single home in America will have the ability to click on the remote control to the web, and you're watching Darkpool on your television screen in your living room.
No.
And that's about a year away.
Yeah, and a lot of people even now, I mean, have Apple TV and Roku box, and they can, with the new Google Chromecast dongle.
And it's getting easier. It's getting easier. So people in my age group who, if I wasn't into this, I might be the person who's like, it's too hard, you know. It's getting easier, and you're going to see these shows have a new life, I think. I think that Darkpool and the like will find their audience as that happens. So we're really excited about the next year, maybe year and a half.
Let's talk about season 3 and where you are.
Okay.
We left Jim at season 2, as we said. The first chapter had sort of come to a close, and we're getting an idea of chapter 2, where I guess Jim's on a journey not just to find his daughter, but I think Jim's going to find out a lot about himself in season 2.
Yeah, and there's that term MacGuffin that Hitchcock came up with, which the MacGuffin, for those who don't know, is that thing upon which all hinges. If by the end of the movie he hasn't found that bird, then what the heck? What was I watching, right? You know, Romancing the Stone. Where's the stone? The ring, you know, in Lord of the Rings. It's that thing. So we have not really introduced our true ultimate MacGuffin yet. Right now, you think the MacGuffin, that thing, the quest, if you will, is the little girl, and it is, but it's going to, I think, open up to where he's looking for a lot of things, including who he is. So let's go to season 3. First of all, I want to say that we're incredibly happy, honored, and blessed to have a new set of actors joining us in the cast. The first one is named Elizabeth Nunziato, and she has some wonderful credits, including the movie, it's been a couple of years, but Phenomenon, starring John Travolta. She is the Portuguese girlfriend of Forrest Whitaker in that movie. And so if you've seen the movie, she makes quite a thing. She's got 6 or 7 scenes, worked with Robert Duvall, and, you know, just got quite a few credits. And then we also have Jack Gallagher, who is among many other credits, is the doctor on HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David. He's Larry's doctor. And he's joined us. He sent an email to me saying, I'd like to be in the show, and I sent one back saying, like, wow, really? You mean like a cameo? And he said, no, I want to be in it a lot.
That was a cold email?
Well, I know Jack from the community, but
Okay.
but he's a Sacramento man. I mean, he makes his home here. His family is here, but he works in LA all the time. For me, of a certain age, I have to say the coolest thing about him is he was on Johnny Carson.
Okay.
For those of us who know how important that is, and Johnny asked him to come over and sit down. So
that's very important. If Johnny only did that one if he liked you. That
didn't happen to me. So Jack is in the cast, and Jack plays the Nemesis. We are seeing a major character in Hadrian Amschel. We will learn in season 3 that there's much more afoot, and it's as we suspected. It's a bigger picture than we even thought, where the little girl has been taken by people at Tesseract, and they are expecting things from Sarah. She is a very special little girl. She is the daughter of Jim and Tracy, as we know, but we will find out things about Jim and Tracy and their bloodline that changes that dynamic significantly. She may be the progeny of very pure blood.
Okay.
I'll leave it there. I don't want to give too much away.
All
So
right.
it goes to another level in season 3. Our first scenes that we shot were on a 1960s era vintage passenger plane that we used the Aerospace Museum of California to do. And the plane itself is a propeller plane, but it's from the 1960s. And Hadrian, he collects these things, and he's the richest man in the world. And we had the chance to shoot on this thing. It actually had the honor of, or interesting circumstance of flying certain people like Henry Kissinger and the Shah of Iran. It's a really interesting plane. We're starting to shoot on amazing locations. We've gone from the backyard of a wonderful lady that let us in to, major locations.
When do you expect to be premiering?
We have episode 11 shot and done. We haven't post-produced it yet, and it's going to be a little while. So we're expecting to go on Coldcast with it in late September.
Okay. Now, will you have everything in the can and done, or will you do it as you have episodes finished and release those while you're still doing post-production on the others?
Well, this is where I have a moral dilemma of talking into my computer here and to my friend Jeff and either lying outright or saying, well, it's a little bit gray. So here's where we stand. I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. We plan to have everything go accordingly. I've written season 3 that makes it possible to do all of this if everything goes according to plan. It's like any great plan. It's like, this could work if nothing goes wrong, And so I'm going to say that we're aiming at having throughout the fall the next 5 episodes come out. That is our plan. That said, money is scarce, and we work off of people's schedules, and our rule of thumb is that if you have a day job, that comes first. Don't lose any money because of us, because that will create resentment, and this is just the way we're working. If a gaffer, who is an amazing lighting person, suddenly calls us the night before a shoot and says, I got a gig tomorrow that's paying me $600, go with God. Off you go. And we figure that out, and we either cancel or we postpone. So that being said, I'm just going to be honest and say we're at this phase in history where we're not the major studio. We are building a bench, though, as they say in basketball. We have our main people that love us and are totally professional, 25 years, 30 years of experience, but we're also creating a mentor program. So our young people are learning from them. It takes time because you have to have actual shoots, but eventually we will have a list of people where if the A list falls through, we can call the B list, and they're perfectly good. There are certain shoots where, like, the boom mic guy or the girl, they'll do just fine. They know their stuff. And so we're kind of preparing to be able to move faster and more efficiently as time goes on. We're just not quite there yet.
All right. Well, when you're ready, will you come back and talk with us for a few minutes? And
I will come back and talk to you anytime.
thank you. This has been an absolute delight. Rick Gott, creator of Darkpool, now on Coldcast. Rick, where can people follow you on Twitter?
You are good at your job. I was just going to say, oh, my wife will kill me if I don't tell her how to get. We have Darkpool Film. You have to put that word film after Darkpool, DARKPOOLFILM, at Twitter. We have Darkpool Film at Gmail. Feel free to contact us. And we are on Coldcast TV for you to get us there. And we also have a website, which I'd love for you to visit if you're interested in knowing more about the company and the vision of where we're going with this thing, and the movement that is the web series movement. We are under Indie, I-N-D-I-E, episodic, spelled the way you would think, indieepisodic.com. We have our new website up.
Thank you so much. You've been really generous with your time today. It's been an absolute delight talking with you. Thank you for
I enjoyed every minute of it, Jeff.
All right. We look forward to talking with you again.
Thanks.
Have a great day.